Been a lot of headlines popping up in the last few days about John David Jackson maybe coming over to help with the training camp. Talk to me about that and how that all came about, and if the reports were in fact true that you guys did want to actually bring him in seriously to train you.
Nah, we didn't want to bring him in. He asked to come in.
He said the other way around. He said that your team went and reached out.
What else is he gonna say? What is he gonna? I mean, in that situation, what are you gonna? Nobody gonna say, "Yeah, you got me." I mean, he's gonna try to spin it, and it's just too much of a track record, you know. And I never communicated with the guy personally. That's not my deal, you know. But my team, they entertained it as they should. And I told him, I said, "Okay, see what he's talking about. This is gamesmanship. You know, this is a game of chess." So. But the only problem is for him is that while we were deliberating and trying to figure out, you know, what was this guy's motive, what is he doing, he gave up a lot of information. He gave up a lot of information about what they did last camp, things he was trying to tell Kovalev to do. He wasn't listening. This guy doesn't listen to anybody. During the fight, before the fight started, they silenced him and told him, "You talk at this point in the fight. After that, let my Russian coach talk." And then even after the fight, he told Kovalev, "Hey man, Ward took the fight to you. You need to change some things." And he said Kovalev got violent with him verbally, and told him, "You need to change some things." How else would I know this if it wasn't told to us? So, I mean, if you gotta look at just the logic of it, man. I have one of the best coaches I feel like in the world. No disrespect to John David. We don't need John David Jackson. There's like we won the first fight. There's no need. Like, I'm not the type of guy. Like, I don't benefit from saying, how does he eat? How does he sleep? What type of guy is he? I know enough of it. I just danced with him for 12 rounds. That's all I need to know. I'm not the kind of guy that wants to know every detail about the guy I'm fighting. That you know, it's not for me. And Verge certainly doesn't need any help coaching me. He's been coaching me since I've been a kid at every level. So if you look at the logic of the situation, it just doesn't add up. And furthermore, like who just picks up the phone randomly one day and says, "I'm going to try to pluck the head trainer of the guy I'm getting ready to fight," especially after everything that he said about us leading up to the first fight? Where would you, like, first of all, that's not even our character. We wouldn't do that. And second of all, like, where's the logic in that? Like, who would take that risk to just say, "Hey, we're wondering if you want to come"? Like, it makes no sense at all. You had to prompt us and talk to us and talk to my lawyer, who they have a casual relationship. They have a couple fighters that they have in common. You know, it's just damage control, man. Like, why would we do that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I would think, if you're asking me a question, why? Maybe to play mind games with them, maybe to cause a little bit more turmoil in the camp.
We entertained it for that reason. But we wouldn't go out of our way to do that for that reason. Like, that fell on our lap. I'm minding my own business, and I get a phone call and say, "Man, you won't believe this. John David Jackson." "Oh, really?" Said what? "Is the opportunity available?" And we took, you know, I go through my process. This is before I even brought it to Verge. Went through my process, vetting it, talking to, you know, Josh Dubin, my lawyer, James Prince. They're doing their job. And, you know, going through the process. And then, you know, he's asking for absurd amounts of money. And I'm like, "Look, man, like, to be honest with you, like, this is a head play. This isn't even like a real situation. There's no way that he can come in and command that." They got him way down. This is, again, during the vetting process. And, "Oh, well, you know, I had to try." And, like, these are all things that are documented, things that he's been saying, you know, things that he said. And I think he just went too far, man. He broke a cardinal rule. He knows how the game works. He's a former fighter, former champion. You don't do that. Now, if you cut ties with Kovalev and say, "I'm done, I want to be with you guys," that's a little bit different. We're not dumb, man. We knew the guy was still playing both sides. We knew he was thinking about going back but was upset. And in his anger, he went too far and he put himself out there and he tried to recoil, and it just came out, man. So I think it's just not in our character, bro, to reach out. Like who does that? Like, just randomly for no reason. Like, it just, I don't know. To me, it doesn't make any sense.
On an ending note, Andre, for this rematch, I've been hearing from Berto, from other people that I've talked to in your camp, that they really do feel that a knockout is possible in this fight, and that they tell me you really want to target the body in this fight, given the success you had with the first fight in terms of from the 5th round on over. Is that safe to say that that is a priority in this fight, and you can see that happening given the body work that you want to do?
Yeah, it's not just the body, man. It's everything. You know, you gotta establish something to the head before you can get the body, you know, as well. So it's just a little bit of everything. That's a piece of the puzzle, but that's not everything. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just, again, it's just about going out there, man, and putting on a show. Simple as that. You know, he's gonna bring his best, and I'm gonna bring my best. I just feel like my best is gonna be more than enough.
So what makes the difference then?
In terms of
this rematch then, with you giving that?
What do you mean?
What will make the difference, you think, ultimately?
I just think it's the way it's going to be done this time. You know, definitely want to have a different start. If I had a different start in this fight, we wouldn't be having this conversation about how close it was. So, you know, the start is important, and it's just I don't know, man. You know, at this level, man, it's not big things. It's a lot of little things, and that accumulates into a big thing. So. It's hard to articulate and explain. That's why we got to tune in.
Well, they say that in life, it's the little things that count. So I feel where you're coming from on that. Andre Ward, of course, defending his light heavyweight belts against Sergey Kovalev in this rematch on pay-per-view at the Mandalay Bay, coming up in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes, sir.